Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Steve Bose, welcome back.
Hey, Trish, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I'm trying to figure out if this week is a week where people are still kind of grinding out the end of the year at
So,
work, slacking it off already. The Christmas holiday itself's next Sunday, 6 days away. What do you
right.
think, Trish? This is the run up to Christmas. Are we talking to anyone right now? Is anyone working? Anyone taking a break? What's happening?
In my work world, yes. I think I think through Wednesday, safe to say people are working, right? That's when I think people are going to start taking off.
That
Thursday,
seems
maybe.
that
And
seems
if they're still at
reasonable.
work, yeah. I think slacking starts Thursday. That's it.
Okay. You're
I'm
giving
telling you.
you're giving the working world permission to start slacking as of Thursday.
Starting on Thursday, but today, get out there and crush it. At least from my
Okay.
inbox, I'll tell you what. I think too, everyone is trying to wrap up the year and get it all done. So I feel like today is busier than even normal.
Yeah, I'd
Um,
agree. I am super behind too. So I'll be trying to get a few things done before, yeah, closing up for the year.
did you do your Christmas shopping?
Yeah, I guess.
Did you
Yes.
get me something really good?
Uh yes.
I got you something really good. You're
Oh,
gonna be surprised.
okay. I hope
You've
it's
been a
got
little, we're not going to talk about it, but you've been a little under the weather since last
I have
Wednesday when
been.
we did the
Yes.
break, right? So I think you get a pass on shopping. You weren't able to shop.
I have not been able to, but feeling much better though. But yeah, I
Good.
did you watch the World Cup finals yesterday?
Yes. Who are you rooting for?
I think I was rooting for Argentina probably.
I was not. I was rooting for France, and it was funny because I'm watching it and obviously it looked like Argentina was going to win 2-0, and
Mhm.
then France comes back with those two goals, boom boom, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Yeah, I was crazy. I was a maniac. But
Yeah, it was
then
an incredible game, and
I
some are saying
know.
it was the greatest soccer game ever, or at least the
I've read
greatest
that.
soccer game they'd
Yes.
ever seen, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd go that far, only because for the first 80 minutes, it was
Oh my
not
gosh,
a
so
great game. It
boring.
was an
Yes.
okay game. Argentina had much better to play, right? It had the 2
Yeah,
nil
they
lead at
did.
halftime. It didn't really get interesting until France scored, and then we all know what happened after that. But
Yeah,
there
I would
was
agree
big
with that.
chunks of
I
that
was like,
game which were
you
just
would
okay.
think you would think that any kind of whether it's the Super Bowl or the World Series, you want it to be super passionate and super competitive, and it didn't feel like that. You're right, for about the
Yeah,
first 80 minutes. But
but the ending was great.
anyway, hey, you know what though? What I did look up because obviously you and I are not Argentina fans, we're not France fans normally, right? But I felt really into it. And I thought, I wonder if that's normal because everybody I talked to were picking sides. And all along, I rooted for Croatia, who got third.
They
Yay.
did, yeah, played well.
Um, yeah. And so I was way into this. And so I did look up, there was a study not too long ago from a professor at Murray State University, and it's proven that if you pick a team, doesn't even have to be your full-time team, but especially if it is, right? Any sports team that you just follow and
Mhm.
identify with, people have higher self-esteem.
Hmm,
You
okay,
have a better connection and the better connected feeling to other people, lower levels of loneliness. So that even if you live alone, if you have a sports team that you're really into and you
sure,
follow, it sort of gives you something to do. Other people you can even maybe online, to talk to. They are found to be more satisfied with their lives. Again, any sports team, but if you are a supporter of that, builds loyalty and gives you a part of your identity with the sports
nice.
team. And it can also actually, they have found, help you in the workplace because they were using March Madness as an example where
Mhm.
you would think maybe it takes away from productivity, but it's found that if workplaces actually around these big sporting events have little contests or hey,
Mhm.
we're going to root for this team or that team, it actually builds belonging. And so
Okay,
it's
wow.
just interesting. We talk all the time about all these things you can do in the workplace to help people feel like they belong. And I guess this could backfire maybe if you don't start out including everyone to be part of this. But Anyway, so it's a good way to build belonging in your workplace culture by maybe focusing in on some sports teams throughout your year. So
Yeah, I
there you
think that's
go.
a really cool thing. I think
Isn't that
embrace
cool?
you can't the March Madness stuff always bothered me back this is before the sort of
Yeah.
work from home era as well, but you'd see a countless slew of pieces that get written every year about the cost, quote unquote, of productivity
I
losses,
know.
right? Because employees are wagering in March Madness pools or taking a long lunch period, right, to go watch the
Right.
games, right, and things like that. And it was just so stupid, right? Like just
Yeah. But I
don't.
like that that's being proven false, though. Because yes, you're right. In the moment, you might lose productivity in that moment. But when you look at the big picture of it and you're seeing that actually you're building a more inclusive team, a team that has something either in common or to kind of battle it out, right?
Yeah.
You're building camaraderie actually, which is worth more than maybe that little 5 minutes of productivity you lost
I
per
feel the
person.
same thing, and I'd also encourage people if they don't like sports, then do the same kind of thing with like a K-pop band. Just pick one that you dial
It's really
into,
no, you know
BTS
what?
Army, whatever it is. Just
I will say this. This was years ago when I worked at PwC, but we did do the March Madness thing, but we also kind of appreciated that not everyone's into sports.
mm,
So we would try and figure
true.
out other things like that. So we used to do a thing with the Oscars, and it was all like,
Oh yeah,
betting
sure.
on the Oscar movie, like who's going to win and all this and really
Yeah.
making it fun and yeah, so I think there's things you can do. So,
Yeah.
hey, I want to switch gears because I know we're going to keep this short today, but um wanted to talk about cool Christmas gifts. I found the coolest Christmas gift when I was in London a few months ago, and it
Okay.
wasn't widely available, but I just saw that you can get it on Amazon and other places. Have you ever heard of a heated razor for your face, your legs, whatever? They're kind of designed for men, but I'm going to tell you what, men's razors are always better. So, ladies out there, Gillette makes a heated razor, like just
Heated
a,
razor. Okay.
yeah,
Like
like a
battery powered
handheld.
kind of thing.
It's not one of their electric razors. It's like the handheld where you put the little cartridge on the end of it, right? It clicks in the blades.
Right.
It has a stand and you can heat it. They are $129, which I
Oh,
know
cheap.
is
It's a bargain.
when I saw it. I'll tell you where I saw it. I was in Selfridges and in their basement, they have a whole like tech floor of the latest and greatest things that like all these different companies are trying to dream up and bring to market. And so at that point, Gillette was just bringing it to market. It was 150 pounds. So more than that in dollars. But anyway, so it's much more reasonable now, 129. So if you have the man in your life, men are hard to shop for too, I think.
Yeah.
Can
I've
be.
heard that. Yeah.
Instead of getting him just socks or something, like
Socks are a good gift though. I
I
wouldn't knock
know.
socks
But
at
I
all.
think a heated razor, as a female, I would love that. Shave my legs with a heated razor.
All
Sounds great.
right, now I know what to get. I'll get on that.
Yeah, get
Like I
on
said,
that. Would you send
I've
it
been
to me?
I've been sick and I haven't been shopping. I'm unprepared.
I did almost all of mine online this year. I have to
Last
be
thing
honest.
for me, Trish. Last
Yep.
thing I wanted to mention this. End of an era, Trish. The last Boeing 747 jumbo jet was completed, rolled off the
Really?
assembly line in Washington, December 6th. The last one, about 1,500 or so, were built over the lifespan of the 747. Trish.
Yeah.
Trish, did you ever fly on a 747? Did you ever
I
actually fly one?
have. They're enormous. It's
I
been a
did too
while
a few
though.
times. They were great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it reminded me, I'm not a big airline person, so I don't, but it reminded me of the big L-1011s they used to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
747s are
747 was a
huge.
treat. I remember the first couple times I ever got on one,
Really.
and I got to go. I was lucky enough. I was able to go to that upstairs part of it. I think it was
Oh, were you?
Virgin Atlantic, maybe, or British
Yeah.
Air. I can't remember which one. It was one or the other. And going to that upstairs area, and it was like a whole scene up there. There was like a bar. There was massage chairs for
Really?
people getting their nails done. It was a whole scene. It was great. So
See, I want
sadly
to
no
travel
more
like that.
though. I guess they're older, they're less fuel efficient, they're more expensive to operate. So they've been largely phased out other than in cargo operations at this point.
Yeah.
But so end of an era. How about that?
End of an era. Bye-bye 747. You know
Indeed.
what? I know you said last thing, so just a little bit on that. And I just recently read that a lot of the airlines, they've had so much pushback from people saying that the seats are too small, the legroom is too tiny. It's like everything is too close. So they've been, as they're working with Boeing, especially making the planes have greater space around the
Mhm.
seats. So the thing is it's probably going to cause, the prices for tickets to go up because they can't put
Mm.
as many seats on the plane.
Yeah.
But I am glad. I think if you're going to fly, getting crammed together like that for the sake of saving a couple dollars isn't really worth that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So we may see that kind of take off with the end of this era. Maybe they're going to start making more planes have, fewer seats.
Yeah, I think that could be for sure. Every plane
Yeah,
I've been on this year has been packed, packed, packed. So something's got to
they
give,
are.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, very good. Well, thanks everyone for listening in. Actually, we'll be back here on Wednesday. That will be our last show before Christmas.
Right, because
So,
after that, I'm
um,
slacking off. I was told I had permission to after
that's
Wednesday.
right. And happy Hanukkah to all of our friends who celebrate that, right? And
Absolutely.
and of course everyone leading up to Christmas holiday. So, yeah. Maybe you should come back on Wednesday with your favorite Christmas recipe. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining everyone. We'll see you Wednesday.